Hi everyone, it's Mario Vegas and welcome back to Tank Zone. Today let's take a look on KPz-70 or Kampfpanzer 70, which is full name for this wonderful tank, and it deserves to be called in full name because it is a real good tank. A good frontal protection, very good damage rates, one of the highest per tier and one of the highest in the game actually. Good frontal defense. However, frontal lower plate is vulnerable, but it can be fixed. This issue can be addressed with adjustable suspension in some situations. Gun depression is wonderful on this tank, minus 10 degrees by default, and with adjustable suspension it can go down to minus 14 degrees. Good mobility for this tank, 75 kilometers per hour top speed with a 4.06 seconds acceleration and 47.38 degrees hull traverse. It can be agile flanker. However, we should remember about one significant con on this tank which can influence all your gameplay, and it is long reload time, which is 12.26 seconds with a gun breach already installed on this tank. And here's the first opponent which being targeted by my partner Kampfpanzer, and Kampfpanzer does a great job. Its fire rate is great. What I cannot say about KPz-70 fire rate. Next opponent targeting, and I don't know how, and received incoming damage. I don't know how it's happened, because definitely penetration indicator was green and my shot should go through. Now we perform flanking maneuver, small flanking maneuver, going around the building different sides and try to flank that opponent. Kampfpanzer is fast, it spots the target coming from a side, and 800 damage. It's absolutely stunning damages what this tank can deal. Up to 1144 damage, and quite often you will experience that this tank can blow opponents apart, blowing their ammo racks and setting them on fire, especially if you use Sabrina and heat ammunition. I use Sabrina on this tank, yes, specifically for that reason, to inflict as huge as possible damage rates on the tank. Another thing what I would like you to pay attention right now, Kampfpanzer kind of runs fast for an extra firing position, but look at how KPz-70, this huge, this heavy tank can deal with that speed and keep up with Kampfpanzer. However, you should remember about vulnerability from sides and rear. That's why you should not go for duels, at least not alone, and not go anywhere alone. Better keep distance. Keep your firing distance in medium ranges, I would say, and deal damages from that distance. Let's go for next position and let's see what's gonna happen next. Next target, and it's just absolutely decimated by the blow of KPz-70. Yes, I use optics and telescope on this tank to be able to keep distance from targets in medium ranges. Now my teammates suggest to capture the base, but I think it is not a good idea, at least for now, because who can do that? One of us should go there, and then we will stay 3 against 4. It is not a good idea, and I cannot go to that base because if I've been flanked there, then I will be screwed. I will be alone. I will be vulnerable for 12 seconds while I will reload. Yes. So yeah, I use optics and telescope and Sabrina on this tank specifically for that reason, to keep a distance from opponents and give me a time to reload and not to stay alone, not to go in duels in close combat. So yeah, and Sabrina specifically for dealing a huge module damages on opponents, which sometimes result in ammo rack explosions and fires. Ah, missed that target. This is another thing what I would like to mention about this tank. It has another small con, which is accuracy. That's why I try to... And it's finished. Finally, and again, huge damage rates. Yeah, I tried to fight accuracy by using sharpshooter skill and aim time by using quick draw for gun as skills, because aim time is around 2 seconds on this tank, and accuracy is not shining as well, especially if you use heat ammunition. This tank has HE ammunition as well, which is great actually if you want to deal with very lightly armored targets. Yeah, and here it is. I say negative. I will not go, and I will not gonna try to capture that base, because it's not making sense. Better I be a fire platform somewhere here in the middle of the map, around surrounded with my teammates. Okay, let's try to catch that opponent. And I haven't noticed that there some main battle tank just about popped out from our base direction, and that's mean if I would go there, I would be destroyed, because during my reload that tank definitely will give me at least 2 rounds in my hull, and I better fight from there. As you can see, our previous shot resulted in a good damage rate, and here's a good gameplay from main battle tank from my team, which knocks out that opponent which came around the corner. Our next target disappears in smoke again, and the Kampfpanzer is destroyed. There must be someone else who targeted that opponent's tank destroyer. Finally, let's aim, and it's done. And now is actually time when I can agree. Yes, let's go and camp. Yeah, let's go and capture that enemy's base, because let's lure that enemy to us. And but the situation changes, and it pops out on the left, and I try to target it. Yes, good damage. Oh, incoming damage. Let's aim. And yes, blind shot, good one. It was a great game from KPz-70, Kampfpanzer 70, which is absolutely stunning and great tank. It is great fun to play this tank when you are not flanked yourself. Great damage, more than 7,000 damage in this match. 5 kills talk about itself. Only flaw on this tank is its vulnerability from side and reload time, more than 12 seconds. Rather than that, its adjustable suspension allows you to lower your hull and adjust suspension the way you can very successfully play not so steep ridge lines and go in a hull down position, because your frontal protection is absolutely stunning even against anti-tank guided missiles. It is very reliable, and your gun can do a huge punch. And this is it actually about this tank. It is great. Thank you for watching and following Tank Zone. I wish you a great day. success in the game, health, peace, and I will see you in next episode.